My goodness. I believe it's already time to clean up all the gear. Put everything away for next year. It's a long 11 months. Hello, Mr. Owl. So what's the plan for the third week? Well, there's a lot going on the third week. Well, I was hunting solo. One thing about where we hunt is a lot of logging roads. A lot of them you can drive, some you can't drive. When I find a road that's not drivable, ditched out, and that's relatively easy walking, I've always liked them, especially if it's a long road, especially if you can get 3-4 miles back into an area that you can't drive to. It's a pretty efficient way to get in and scout, or to get in and look for deer sign. You can cover a lot of ground, cover a lot of area with very minimal noise, and it's very productive, at least for me. So one of my plans for the afternoon when Dad shot his deer was to hopefully have time to get into one of those roads that is ditched out, and I was gonna make my way down into that road, say the last couple hours of legal time. But he shot a deer and then we were preoccupied with that. So for the first part of the week, that's what I did. And when I get down in there, I just get down in there like 100 yards or so, and I'm seeing deer sign, and I can hear an antler hitting the bushes. And it kind of, catches you off guard at first. You get kind of excited. Then you realize that was a little loud to be a buck, and it was a moose raking his antlers. I don't know if you can hear that. Gotta get my heart pumping there for a minute. There's a moose down there raking his antlers. So Dad shot a nice 205-pound buck last week. So he's done. So I'm hunting solo. It's good. Got him out of the way. Now I can hunt. But coming into a spot that we've shot some bucks in the past, I haven't hunted it much the past couple of years. And but I got one good buck on a camera just down around the corner. And it kind of seems like he's doing like a 3-day loop. I think I had him on like November 6th, then November 9th. And I'll check it again today, see when he went back through. But yeah, a lot of deer sign up in here. I was just being here on Saturday and saw 5 deer. I'm gonna go up in here. It's hard to get into. Long ways, washouts. It's nice and no one's in here at all. So it's great. But I think Dad's gonna swing by today at some point. But I'm not far from where Dad shot his deer, so. And I see lots of big buck sign. So we'll see what we can drum up. Okay. I just jumped a buck. I couldn't get a good look at him. So let me explain what's happening here. I just get down this road and I'm coming to a thick area in this road, and it opens up into some older cuts. And you can see quite a ways into these cuts. But just before I come to the edge of the cut, I stop and I'm just kind of hanging out there to see if I can listen. There's no wind that morning, nice and quiet. And I hear I'm certain, sounded like some fir trees, like a deer brushing through some fir trees out in that cut. But it's hard to see. There's a lot of 4 to 6 foot tall softwood trees. And then there's a little clump of hardwoods up in the corner on this knoll that was a little taller in this cut. I'm pretty sure I heard a deer walking across that cut. And I stood there for quite a while. And I'm looking and I'm scanning over that cut as best I can. And I don't see anything. And I don't hear anything else. So I'm like, well, maybe it was the moose I heard. You start second guessing yourself. So I continue on down the road. And I go probably, 50 yards. And my God, doesn't a buck take off to the right. And he was in that little patch of hardwoods, so it was hard to see. And I just saw a main beam And I could have thrown some lead at him, but no snow. I didn't want to risk getting one into him and not being able to follow him very well. So there was a little winter road that he was like 2 or 3 bounds from, and you'll see I sprinted over there, see if I could catch him going down the road, but he was only a few bounds from that road, and he did go down the road a couple times, and then there's another cut that he was going to go over into, and I sprinted over to that cut just to see what was going on. I just sprinted down the road to get over to where he was headed to this cut. I looked like a 2.5-year-old buck, but I was coming down the road. I could have swore I heard a deer walking. I stopped there for a long time, trying to listen out in that cut. I didn't hear anything, so I kept going. He was just cresting the knoll, up in that hole. A lot of bucks going back and forth through here. And then, you know, up here, a morning wouldn't complete if I went another 100 yards down the road and hear a bunch of coyotes howling and going at some coyotes. It's everywhere we go. So up until this point, I've been in this area twice now, I believe. I don't know, all the days are kind of running together, to be honest. If I include the deer Dad shot, I've seen 4 bucks. So my plan that morning is I'm gonna hook down around into, there's a series of cuts, and they kind of follow a stream. And I'm gonna go hook down in there and follow the stream and see what I can see for deer sign. And I make my way back out to the end of this old road that you can't drive down. And I look over and there's a nice little knob. There's some softwoods kind of scattered about the top of this knob. And there's a nice stump. Sun's just starting to come out a little bit. And I'm like, you know, I'm gonna walk over there and have a sandwich. It's like 11 o'clock, I think. So I walk over and I just sit down. And I'm sitting there, I hear something behind me coming through the woods. I'm like, that's a deer. So I get in position. Pretty soon I'm like, oh, there's a deer. But is it a shooter? There's a little buck coming up through. I just can't take him. That's 2 bucks today, I've seen. saw 2 bucks today. One was an easy shot. Only had half a rack though. Look, nice big old buck tracker to my tracks. Son of a gun. I got about another 2 hours left. I can go check another spot real quick. Yeah, I just checked the camera, see if anything was on it. Nothing new. Oh, I say nothing new. Couple deer, doe and a fawn, but no bucks. So what I'm gonna do the last 2 hours that I got is that place where I'm seeing all the bucks. There's another system of roads on the opposite side. I'm gonna try to scoot in there, see if I can get in there and just take a little poke around, see what's in there. So let's go check that out. So we had a couple good days at the beginning of that 3rd week, and we got something special planned for the end of that week. We had a reunion trip planned of our original deer camp. Some of the guys, it was kind of a last-minute ordeal, so we were pretty pumped. We were going back into the original deer camp that my father and his friends started back in the mid-'80s. And I started going up when I was legal age at 10 years old and hunted there through the early 2000s. And then we had a couple bad winters, and the deer population was pretty well decimated, and we stopped going to that camp. So we kind of put together a reunion trip, and that was the end of the week. It was going to be a short trip. It was going to be basically 2 days of hunting and then come out on Sunday. In typical fashion, we get up Sunday morning to fresh snow, and we drive out in the beautiful snow, but you can't hunt on Sunday in Maine. Yeah, we drove home in a fresh blanket of snow, and that's always what a deer hunter's looking for. So yeah, we had a great 3rd week, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of good times, a lot of reminiscing, and a lot of storytelling. I am not an evening person, and let's just say I stayed up way later than I usually do. Man, it was wonderful to get back up to the original deer camp. So, hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We'll keep you posted. Till next time, get outside. It's good for the soul. See ya.